Good morning. It's day 7 and windy again. Holy, it doesn't stop. It calmed down last night and that's about it. The good news is my face color looks pretty good right now. I don't feel hot. I ate a lot of food. Feeling pretty good. Let's just hope on the river today that as we're paddling through there, we'll be away from the wind. It's a strong north wind right now, so hopefully we'll be fairly sheltered, because that wind and sun just took the life out of me, as did a few other things. But feeling energized today, a lot better. Maybe not 100%, but pretty dang close to it. So I think we're ready to tackle the rest of this headwater section. Back out into the wind we go. Another day. We're out here for a week so far. 2 more to go.
Though weary from battling relentless headwinds and the grueling passage over the watershed divide, we set out once more, invigorated by the thrill of discovery. Manitoba lay before us. Its seldom seen headwaters of the Assinika urged us onward, calling us to explore mysteries of the past and rediscover a route long lost to time. A bit of a bump and grind down this portion.
Oh yes, this has got to be the 270.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a few deep spots, as you just found out. Oh, there's that deep hole. Oh, oh.
Found it?
Yeah, I found it. Wow, it's 270 meters this. That ain't that bad.
Yeah.
This beats portaging. I did kind of have this day as being one of the trickier days on the trip, so hopefully that water levels are a little higher and we're able to push through this next section fairly easily, because there are a few obstructions, such as a narrow, winding, monotonous, twisty stretch and a couple falls and shallow rapids we might not be able to run.
We're just on the final section of the 270 shoot line wade. On the map, Brad we could see the end, but it's like super constricted with a lot of blowdowns, so we're just trying to figure out whether we should power through the blowdowns or portage. So if we do have to portage, the bush is pretty open, so that's good news.
Oh, a little tight.
We just finished the 270 shoot line wade, and at the very end we came across some really old traps from the communities using the area.
So a set of 3 rusty old traps here, and no sign of a trail. Saw a really old rusted tin, not much of it left. Evidence that First Nation trappers once traveled through this region on the headwaters of the Assinika, but all use these days has pretty much vanished, and that's why we're resorting to wading and lining down the river. The use has just tapered off in this headwater area, but we're definitely following in the footsteps of the First Nations and those who came before us. But it truly is a wilderness out here. There's no other signs of human activity beyond these traps and the rusty can. Nature's kind of just swallowed everything up out here.
Hopefully it's smooth sailing from here. This 270 really wasn't that bad. We were able to line it, the majority of it. We just did like a 25-meter portage at the end, just around a bunch of dead trees, and yeah, we'll see what has in store for us for the rest of the day.
The narrow passages of the Assinika's headwaters were more breathtaking than we had ever imagined. An unexpected marvel that momentarily freed us from the river's many obstacles. Travel here is unforgiving and the journey demanding, but in this wild and isolated expanse, we were rewarded with unparalleled solitude and the raw, untamed beauty of a wilderness untouched by time.
Okay, so we got more obstructions ahead. See how it goes. There's a falls for sure there. I think we can just beach on the lip on the left side. It's too rocky to run. Okay, so now I got the boat. Okay, I got it. This looks just like a cheese grater run, so I think we should just wait it.
Yeah, let's just wait it.
Yeah, we just bump and slam into every little rock here. No, but I mean, this is good though. Okay, it might be a little dicey through here. Hold the boat, I'm gonna go down. Okay, you can let it through. Good, good, good. Okay, use your webbing if you need to. You can let it go a bit, I got it. It's a little slippery there, so let me know when you get there if you need to stop. And then it drops off right there. Oh, that's how it's done.
Way to friggin' go, babe.
Nice job, that wasn't that bad at all.
That was great.
Find over 2 little small waterfalls, beaver dams. The water level seems really low here, like this beaver lodge is completely out of the water. So hopefully that means this 5-kilometer stretch that I've labeled as very twisty has enough flow in it. Holy.
We found ourselves in a narrow, shallow river choked by alders that tangled and blocked the path ahead. Around every bend, a new obstacle waited. Log jams, sweepers, strainers, and jagged rocks. The headwaters tested us at every turn, each challenge a stark reminder of why these upper reaches of the Assinika have been forgotten by time. Yet, in the thick of it, there was no turning back. We pressed on, pushing past the tangle of barriers, drawn forward by the promise of deeper waters ahead.
Yeah, good luck finding where we are. Looking at the map, it looks like the contours like open more up. Before they were really tight to the river. They're not as tight to the river right now, which is good. Which means we're almost at that little lake. Which means hopefully the worst is behind us. Oh look, more old.
Making it.
Looks like we have a whole forest on our deck. Yeah. Couple low water drag sections, couple little bushwhack portages, real short, like 20 meters, and then just fighting through all their fill channels and twisty turns. But you can get a boat down there, and it'll only take a couple hours. A little bit of effort, but it's possible.
This is the best feeling. I can't believe we made it out of the very twisty section of the map. It was about probably like 5 or 6 kilometers, and it took us, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours, but overall it was really not horrible.
Took a while. Wasn't actually as hard as expected. From here on in, we're now gonna get bigger water. It's gonna slowly open up, and we're gonna be starting to get back into some of the known section. We still got a little bit of unknown ahead of us, but now we're on to some lakes and bigger section of river ahead. Wicked. Another gorgeous site here on the Assinika River. Got this wide sweeping rock overlooking a little swift and this little pool below. Absolutely perfect. Today we made it down the headwaters, and honestly did have some tricky sections to it. We had to do some bushwhack portaging. We had to line and wade through some of the rapids in the river. But honestly, we got through in pretty good time. We still ended up doing about 27 kilometers on the day and made it to a gorgeous campsite. Can't complain. All right, Caught a little walleye. It's a little too small to eat. But second fish of the trip. Caught a pike 2 nights ago. Haven't done much fishing yet. Haven't had a lot of time, but this is promising for later on. We're gonna throw this guy back. A little too small to eat. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hey. There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
It's kind of small, but...
Yeah, it's kind of small. I say we throw them back too.
Okay. You could grow some more.
I think we need something a little longer. Now that the river's picking up a little more volume, we are starting to get in places where there is more use. There's a couple fly-in fishing lodges off the system, and there are a couple First Nations communities nearby. So they're still used for traditional trapping and fishing areas. So hopefully this means that we'll actually have decent portage trails on the rest of the river. We haven't really been able to run any rapids thus far. Everything's been too shallow and bony. But of course, as the river gets bigger, the rapids are going to get bigger as well. So hopefully we've got some rapid running in store for us tomorrow.
Because we're out here for 3 weeks, we're going to do 3 editions of backcountry cocktails. And the first edition is our backcountry hot toddies. It's pretty chilly today, and the wind's been blasting us for about 7 days. So we need a nice warm drink to warm us up. So what I did was I boiled some water. The first thing I do is add the whiskey. Then the next thing I do is I just add this iced tea squirt. Then I very carefully add the hot water, which may spill everywhere. And then we dehydrated a bunch of lemons and limes. It'll slowly rehydrate and add some nice lemony flavor. Give it a quick stir. Mix it all together. Cheers to making it past the headwaters.
Yeah. All down to Lake Winnipeg from here. No, that's refreshing.
That's good. Well done, me.
Nice on a cooler evening like this too. Gorgeous mist on the river this morning, and yeah, the wind's picking up, of course, like clockwork. We're starting the day off with a C2 right around the bend over here, so hopefully it's runnable. Should be a nice day. Looks like it's going to be a clear, sunny day. The river should get quite larger as the day wears on. So we're pretty excited about that, considering just a couple short days ago we were paddling in a tiny little stream that was no wider than half the canoe. Right, first rapid we can actually run. Nice little easy class 2, nothing crazy. Good way to start the morning off. Hopefully we don't hit any little rocks. The river is still narrow in some of the constrictions, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to run some of these rapids, but I think as we go downstream, we'll be passing through a few bigger lakes, a few feeder streams will be coming in, so hopefully it'll be picking up some more volume, and hopefully as the day wears on, we'll actually be able to run some sets versus lining, wading, or portaging. Straight down, as far as I can tell, a couple riffles, boulders to watch out for. On the other one. Yeah, we'll go to where the spruce is, and then we'll see if it's clear, and if not, we can just stay in that eddy. And left. Tight. I think we can run the end here. Watch for any boulders. Flush right. Oh, it's kind of shit. How about we cut all the way left? We just shoot down to the left, yeah. Pull me a bit over, pull me over. And now cut. Right. Woo! A little close to personal.
That wasn't graceful.
No, kind of a shitty outflow because the main current's going there. I mean, at least it was light enough flow. It's just a bony outwash, right? So how are we gonna get downriver? There's a moose directly at the bottom of the raft. The thing is huge. It's pretty cool just paddling along. Found this really old rudimentary cabin. Still bark on all the spruce and jack pine logs they used to build it, and it's quite small. But inside there's the old stove jacks, old rusted pots and pans, old gas can out here. Wonder how much time I spent in this place. Just pretty cool spot. It's kind of hard to imagine eking out a living on a trap line and staying in this little cabin in the middle of nowhere. Behind me here, last set of big rapids that you have to portage around on the upper stretch of the Assinika River. Basically got one more C1, then we hit a lake, and then after that you pick up more of a known route. Hopefully, going from here on in is pretty good in terms of route finding, and hopefully we can run more rapids.
Well, there's two ledges. There's this ledge and this.
Yeah, if we stay right close to the left on this side, and then shoot down to the left and then exit on the right. Does that make sense? And pull. Nice! Good job! Clean. Very clean. The winds seem to be blowing in a hefty amount of smoke. It's starting to get really hazy out here. You can smell smoke on the air. It's coming from the direction we're paddling in, so hopefully it's from much further away. There's a lot of huge wildfires burning all over the country this year, so hopefully it's not on our route. I mean, it's a little unnerving when you're out here and you might be paddling into a big fire. We've passed a couple spots where there was evidence of a fire that occurred earlier in the year, albeit smaller. It's smoky. It's a smoky land.
It burns my lungs. And it burns my eyes, but it smells like barbecue, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, we should get some like Texas barbecue right now.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, Texas barbecue would be good.
Nice brisket with mac and cheese.
Brisket and mac and cheese, indeed.
And cornbread.
A big side of coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some baked beans.
Baked beans.
And a big old beer. I just hope our route isn't on fire.
All right, well, let's go forge our way through the headwinds and smoke. Yeah, double whammy today. So really pumped to run this class 2 plus, but the plus is down there. There's a big ledge and a huge hole into this wall shot. So unfortunately, we're not running it. It sucks. Portage instead. Little Grand Rapids and Pangasi First Nation frequent this area for trapping and fishing. They obviously help to maintain portage trails for recreational paddlers like ourselves. For them, it's a way of life. They need the food to feed themselves and the community, but we use the waterways for a vacation. Although honestly, this trip doesn't feel like a vacation at times, but it's still lots of fun. Final send off for the day and find a campsite after this.
Yeah.
Bony, bumping, grindy rapid. Well, slider rapid. Go over this. It's this one right here. We go over this one. Yes.
Go over this one.
This one, and then we go over to the island. Yeah. Unless you see a clear line down that tongue that's up there,
Okay.
then you just let me know when you take it, okay? Just tell me and we'll go for it. Watch the cross current here. Okay, when we get past the island, that's where we're gonna, oh, we gotta get past that rock. Okay, catch it, catch it, catch it. Dig, 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 dig. Nice, good lean, forward, forward. Well done. Well done, there you go. Okay, so this one we might bump out on. You see the deeper tongue though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna grind out. Well, hold on. Kind of. Left, left, left. Good. Straight. Good job. Wasn't pretty. I figured we were gonna get ground out on that. It was a good thing it was like a slow motion. We're just stuck on it. It's too bad there was big rocks on that other line. There was no way down without smoking into boulders. Blackcurrant Lake, that is camp for tonight. Was a good day of paddling. Got down from the headwaters out to the Assinika River proper. A little dreary, smoky, wet, rainy, misty, gray nonsense. But yeah, set up camp here. Should be good.
Hunkered down at camp on the shores of Blackcurrant Lake, we faced a relentless gray sky, bitter winds, and a steady drizzle that crept into our bones. The cold was unshakable, but the evening brought relief. As the fire crackled to life, its golden glow thawed weary bodies and lifted our spirits against the elements of the Little North.
Well, no fish. Tried fishing for like half hour. Nothing's biting today. And it's still windy to paddle around. So, nice hot noodle soup mix instead tonight. Hopefully the sun comes out tomorrow, but weather forecast is looking like a couple days of rain ahead of us.
And headwinds. Rainy day. Pouring rain. Nothing beats taking down camp in the pouring rain. Maybe the winds won't be as bad though. Wow. very, very hard rain.
Rainy day, and
I got a hole in my pants.
that happened on the bushwhack portage of blowdowns. The duct tape, the tenacious tape, doesn't seem to be doing the trick, but everything's soaked now, so I can't really fix it till it gets dry. I've got some seam seal tape, and I've got some rubber cement, so hopefully those will do the trick later tonight if I get it dried out. I just might have a very wet crotch today. Well, rainy morning here on Black Current Lake. Today we've got a couple rapids and falls right off the bat, and then a lot of flat water river tripping. But the good news is, even though it's raining, it seems that the wind has died down, at least for now. We might be able to make some decent progress without exerting ourselves. Rainy day, bit of a cool day, cloudy day. At least there's no forest fire smoke, at least there's no wind. Head on down river. What the day brings. All right, rainy little rapid here. We got a section where there's quite a bit of falls and little rapids, so hopefully we can run most of them. This one looks fairly straightforward. A lot of them have been pretty low. Water levels on the river proper are down. Let's see what we got here. Straight down the middle. A nice little tongue. Nice. All right, one down. Might have to scout what's around the bend here. So we got some shallow technical rapids here. I think that's going to be the theme, unless this rain brings the water levels up. Everything seems pretty shallow right now. Go, 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 go! Nice. Okay, catch the eddy. Here we go. Nice! Woohoo! Look at you go! I knew you had it. Well done. That wasn't hard at all. In and down. Just a little hole at the bottom. Punch on through to the other side. Do 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 do, and down, 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 down. Nice, nice, nice. Very good. Cool canyon with this waterfall here that we came across. This whole area is burned though. We're trying to find a way down from the canyon into the river again. It's like a really kind of open area here, but it's right at the brink of the falls. We might have to huck over this rocky ridge. Either way, it doesn't look like the best way down here. So I'm gonna look around in this old burn, try to find a trail or make a trail. Get off this canyon. It's gorgeous though. Oh, heavy pack, man. At least it fits comfortably. Holy crap, that's steep. Okay. Find a way back to the trail. Oh, we're on it now. Look, evidence before the fire. There was a trail here. And the trees are in the way. Okay. Oh, cans.
We found ourselves on another portage, scarred by fire and time. The old path had nearly vanished, its traces swallowed by the scorched landscape.
But with careful eyes and steady steps, we searched for the faint historical signs that would guide us forward. I'm a little slower than Brad, the ultimate trail finder and portager. I get there. Slowly but surely I get there. Alright, let's get this thing off my back.
scenery's just been changing constantly out here. Every bend we're rounding has something else to focus on. The river is cutting its channel through these rocky canyons, snaking its way past these rocky rounded mounds and being lined with these lush wetlands of grass. The scenery is amazing. I mean, when we consider that when we started our last trip 3 years ago in the Little North, we were about 700 kilometers east of where we are right now. And over there, the scenery was just completely different. So we're really seeing the landscape change before our very eyes.
And look, the blue sky is coming out now too. Maybe it will stay blue for the rest of the day.
We've been paddling a good stretch of flat water here on the Assinika, chasing a bunch of birds, but now it's broken up by a nice little canyon and some white water. Really just a class 2 kind of wave train, but there's a pillow at the end of the wave train, and not the soft kind of pillow. It's a nice big boulder that we don't want to hit, so we'll just have to maneuver around that. It's a good thing we did a bit of scouting here, but should be a really fun run anyways. Right. Yeah! Woohoo! Nice. Well done. Okay, so last rapid of the day, pretty big rapid actually. There's a big hole down there, but pretty straightforward. Lee and I are just gonna punch right through it on the left, so we'll hopefully avoid the majority of the water, and if we do, well, we'll take on a bit of water. But there's a beautiful campsite at the end of this, so this should be a great way to cap off a long day on the river. You ready, my dear? River left, don't forget to brace. I love you. It's gonna be fast, okay? Well done! Yeah! Very well done! Woohoo! That was clean. Oh, it came into me. Because you cleared the hole, and then it came into me, because I got the big old stern. No, it was fine. That was fun.
Oh, it's perfect.
That was very clean. Very clean line.
All of them like that.
And here's our campsite.
Today was such a better day. Oh my gosh. It started off pouring rain, and taking down camp in the rain is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but with the rain brought calmer winds and such a better day on the river. We were not just facing constant gusts of 40-kilometer winds, and we were actually able to talk to each other and enjoy the beautiful scenery without just having to, you know, put our heads down and grind. And we made it about 32 kilometers down. So now we're just at this like cliff edge on the top, overlooking a beautiful class 3 rapid that Brad and I were able to run. So the boat's already down there, so we didn't have to portage it. And we're overlooking a burn area that looks like a Barren, which is perfect because that's where we originally wanted to go this year, was in the Barren lands up in northern Quebec, but it was on fire, so we had to change plans. And now we're enjoying a beautiful scene here in Manitoba. Yeah, baby, catch this din-din.
He's a fighter.
I heard that noise and I was like, oh boy.
Walleye! Wow.
Oh my god, you're gonna make such tasty fish tacos.
That was amazing. Just what I'm thinking, like, wow, we're not gonna we're not gonna get fish for dinner, and we get a big walleye here. Walleye for dinner. That's a good size too. Yes.
Brad just caught a massive walleye and we're gonna have fish tacos tonight. I got a fire going for us and it's a good day.
Great day on the river. We were able to run some fun rapids, went through some gorgeous scenery. Man, the Assinika, just absolutely gorgeous. These barren, open, rocky ridges all around. There's a bear right there. Hey bear, go away! Hey! Hey bear, hey! Hey bear!
Whoa!
Hey!
Back off, bear!
Hey bear!
Bear! Bear!
Ah! Cool, so there's a bear just on the ridge over there. Took actually a bit to scare him off, so that's a little unnerving because I just filleted some fish and I smell like fish, so I'm gonna clean up thoroughly here. Took a while, so we'll keep an eye out. Anyways, gorgeous sight here in this Barrens area. Pretty cool spot. River's been great so far. Unreal trip. It's time to eat some fish tacos.
We're having rehydrated refried beans, rehydrated queso, and rehydrated salsa with some amazing walleye that Brad just fried up on a naan because we forgot our wraps. So good. Worth eating at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, but why are we eating at 10 p.m.?
Because it's pouring rain.
Well, it's morning of day 10 and it's an absolutely gorgeous morning today. A little cooler today, but nice sunny day. The storms from last night only lasted at the dinner hour. Unfortunately, we thought we were gonna have a really nice night sitting around the fire, but storms blew in and the skies cleared up and then we went to bed, so nothing crazy. We're here in an area of pure barren lands. Behind us, there was either successive fires or the fire was so intense, but there's no vegetation really to speak of back there. So you just have a viewscape of barren, rocky, rolling ridges for kilometers on end. And you can see way down the river on either end here too. Really gorgeous spot, has its own haunting beauty to it. Will be neat if we're paddling through more barrens today, but the Assinika has been really scenic so far. We've been paddling through these rocky gorges, past rolling rocky mounds, and through sections of river flanked by grass. We're gonna start off with a bunch of long river paddling today. It looks like we've got at least another 10-15K before we hit any more rapids and falls. And then after that, we'll be hitting quite a few sets and some bigger lakes. The wicked storm behind us right now. We're all prepped just in case. I think it's tracking to the east of us. We might be lucky, but we might get a bit of it. It looks pretty huge. Clouds are just reaching up into the sky over there. And the temperature's definitely dropping a little bit. It's a cold day to begin with, but we can already feel that chill kind of setting in from that approaching storm, and the wind's picking up a bit.
I think the weather's not going to be able to make up its mind. Probably some scattered showers. So far, nothing, but that is pretty daunting. But I think it'll be a good weather day, so long as the wind stays down. It'll be an adventure.
No, it's a long cut. More like a C2. Good. Well done. Yeah, stay left. Some rocks down there, okay? Stay left?
Yeah, stay left and then we'll cross left.
Okay. Nice. Well done. A little excitement. So pretty. All these rapids are just gorgeous, gorgeous.
They're gorgeous.
Ha 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 ha. You're funny. Cool set the falls around here. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely not ready to meet though. I think we're gonna try to portage on the far shore.
The winds feel worse than Stout Lake. I don't know if it's just because there's no trees around, so all the wind is like funneling down off the cliffs, or it's just that much more windy, but we're going downriver with a really nice current, and it feels like we're being pushed back up. So it's hard, it's a bit of a buzzkill also. Hopefully it gets a little bit calmer this afternoon. And it's cold too, it's a north wind, so it's pretty chilly.
Okay, we got a good class 3 here. A couple ledges, but there's nice tongues down there, so this should be fun. We should get a little wet on this. This is gonna be a good run though, I'm thinking.
Let's go!
Okay, little more to the left, 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 left. Yep. Left, little bit, perfect. Perfect, left a bit, left a bit. Perfect, straight ahead. Okay, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Down and brake. Down and brake. Woo! Okay, we're going to the right. Nice! Okay, we gotta weave center. Yeah, we can get through these two. We gotta punch center. Okay? Center? Okay. Yeah! Nice! Woo! Oh, the wind did not want us to go down that. Wow.
I feel like we went down slow motion.
Wow, it was like slow motion rapid. I'm like, all our lines are getting set up. Wow. I thought we were gonna rock it down. It's like a couple times our line wasn't getting set up because it wasn't pushing us there. Holy wind! Wow. Wow. Incredible. This is always the weather too. The beauty of this river is just outstanding though. By far one of the prettiest rivers I've ever seen. twist up here. This is amazing. We've been paddling through burnt forest for the last 50K. Of course, that also makes portaging a lot more difficult because you gotta find where an old trail may have been. The good news for us is a lot of it's kind of open, where there's down sticks everywhere. It would have been really gorgeous with all the forest. I mean, it is gorgeous with the trees all burnt, but you can just imagine how spectacular it would have been as a full intact forest here. So we're just getting out to Eardley Lake, and all we can see out there is whitecaps. Of course, it's been super windy on the river. Obviously, it's whipping across this big lake. Like, Eardley Lake is at least 20 kilometers long, maybe longer, but it's not very wide for a crossing. We've only got about a 300 and 400 meter open water crossing, but then we're gonna still have to skirt the coast. We might be able to skirt in and out of some islands for some protection, but it's definitely pretty windy and wavy out there, so the going may be a little dicey. Okay, so we gotta like kind of work our way down on a bit of an angle here, okay? Keep an eye out for any rogue waves. Now that we're away from the shore, it should be a little better. I think we're gonna have to tack on this. We're gonna have to go up to that point on the far side of it, and then work our way down the coast, and it's gonna be a few more in terms of meters, but it's gonna be safer. Tack. Well done. We'll ride them in down to the point, and hopefully at that point we'll have a bit of calm.
Good job.
Well done. That angle was perfect. We're able to get through all the big rollers. Woo! Yeah, my muscles are on fire now. That was a
workout.
camp for day 10. Zonks. The wind is just, today was insane. Yeah, gusts were like getting up to 50 kilometers an hour. It just beat down and tired at times. We just cannot catch a break with the weather. You know, it doesn't matter what direction we're going, there seems to be a headwind. And looking at the long-term forecast, it seems like we just have more headwinds. And strong headwinds. Like, you don't get anything below 30 kilometers an hour out here. It's just crazy. Probably doesn't help that all the forest around here is open and burnt. Everything's covered in like a charcoaly black. You can smell it in my nose, it's in my eyes, it's on my jacket, it's everywhere. My hands are covered in it. It's almost like a post-apocalyptic world out here. I mean, we feel like the only people around because we haven't seen anybody. Like the world could have ended and we wouldn't have known. It's weird. Another gorgeous morning out here. It's day 11, halfway point of our trip. It's hard to believe time's gone by so fast. It doesn't feel like it. You know, it feels like in some ways the trip's just beginning because everything starts to feel like it's become routine, it's become normalized. Waking up early, going to bed before as the sun sets, getting dinner ready, getting camp chores done.
It's oh my God. It feels weird that it's already half over. It went by really, really fast. I'm excited to see what the Poplar's like. And Lake Winnipeg is gonna be intense.
Early start again today. We're gonna try to make some progress before those wicked winds whip up. Again, another mix of river and lake travel, but unfortunately for us, we're gonna be getting to a large body of water, Wrong Lake, later in the day.
I think it's gonna be really hard. Just like yesterday's crossing of Eardley Lake was pretty hard. However, the winds are supposed to die down slightly this afternoon when we're supposed to be doing the crossing, so it's only supposed to be about 34 kilometers an hour, which isn't as bad as the close to 40 that we're gonna have this morning. So these small winds make a difference. I mean, we gotta cross, so it doesn't, we just gotta do it.
So hopefully the winds are in our favor for that. I doubt it, but we'll see. We're gonna try to put some distance behind us early here in the morning, get out to Wrong Lake and see what we're gonna face out there. So as you can tell, getting up early still doesn't make a difference with the winds out here. It's like 7:45 and we're entering a larger lake. There's already whitecaps. It's just crazy. As much as I hate the wind, it's almost like that nagging, pestering friend that just sticks around. It's just there. It's just part of being out here. It's just another challenge we have to face out here. Wouldn't change it for the world though. Final sets of decent rapids here on the Assinika River. It's actually our last sets of rapids really before we hit the Poplar. This one's actually a little technical. We got to come in pretty close and there's a real good tongue with a sharp drop, but then the river does a big curve. There's a lot of boiling water there and then it spits us out to a bit of a boneyard. So we got to make sure our line is set. It's going to be fast. It's probably going to be a lot of water, but we're going to have some fun on this one. Should be a good send off to the river. And yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Draw, left. Okay, we're going this way. Well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done. Woo! How? Woo! Damn, that was good. That was tight. It was like whoosh. I didn't get wet. I'm sure you did. Really? That was really clean then. Ooh. Oh, we got more up ahead. Okay. Left, left. Yeah, nice. Shoot to the left. There's a rock there. See that? Good job. There's a couple little nasty hidden boulders there. It's a straightforward class 2, but we're gonna take this on the right and sneak past everything. Draw me over, draw me over. Good, 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 good. It's just a turn needed to clear. You're good, you're good. We're good. Nice. Well, we did perfect there. Woo! Good job, babes. So from a distance, this one looked pretty good to run, but then we came up and scouted it, and it's just shallow. There's all these jagged, angular rocks everywhere. There's no clean lines. We thought we saw a line, but then hidden under the water is a nice can opener rock, which will just gouge the bottom of the canoe out. So we're gonna opt to line this one. It's too bad. It would be an easy C2 run, but too many can openers, long trip. We still got like 100 kilometer river travel. I don't want to put a whole the bottom of the boat if I can help it. So easy, straightforward line here anyways. So we've reached the point where the Assinika and the Poplar converge, about 100 kilometers to Lake Winnipeg. For the remainder of our journey, we're gonna be paddling down the Poplar now. It's gonna be a bigger, wider, faster moving river out to Lake Winnipeg. So hopefully this gorgeous scenery continues, but right out in the bay here, we have a large lake crossing to do. We have to cross Wrong Lake. Got about 11 kilometers on Wrong Lake to paddle, and hoping that the headwinds keep to a minimum. So far so good here. But there's only one other large lake left on this system before we head out to Lake Winnipeg. So from here on in, we've just got this one and one more. Some rapids, big falls, and then Lake Winnipeg. And that's going to be a whole other challenge paddling down the coast of that, especially given the winds that we've had. But you know what? That's for us to worry about in a week's time, not now. Approaching at the end of Wrong Lake, you can just see the horizon just drop off. Incredible set of rapids falls here on the Poplar. So much water rushing over there. The two rivers have converged. There's been so much flow. Just the sheer power of the water moving down there. Plummeting way down below here. It's got to be at least a 20-25 meter drop. Incredible.
Poplar River is absolutely gorgeous. I was under the impression it was going to be just poplar trees straight to the river's edge, boring swamp, slow and meandering. It has completely shocked me. It's just drop dead gorgeous. Poplar River has been a real treat. We're on a portion of the map right now where Brad and I were looking at it yesterday thinking it was going to be the most boring part of the trip, and it's breathtaking. It's absolutely breathtaking. Now on the waters of the mighty Poplar River, we had entered the final river section of our expedition. A vast and powerful current stretched before us, a stark contrast to the narrow trickle we had battled through just a week earlier.
Scenery on this river is just outstanding. Actually, the scenery for the past couple of days has been just incredible. Now we're back into an area that hasn't burnt, and we're just blown away by the landscape of rocks and pines.
But this one has trees that aren't burnt, which is pretty exciting. Trees! Cliffs!
You're hilarious.
I know. That's why you bring me.
Should we find a campsite though?
Yeah, let's go find a campsite.
Sweet, let's do it. So camp for tonight is here on the Poplar River, just a gorgeous jack pine clad point. We've got this large rock outcrop, nice clear flat area for the tent. We got a perfect view of a sunset out here. What more could you ask for? But yeah, we're gonna get dinner on. Tried a bit of fishing. Maybe I'll try a little more later in the evening, but resigned to the fact that it might not be a fish dinner tonight, but we're gonna have some beef stroganoff.
Our first evening on the Poplar was nothing short of magical. A secluded island, cradled within a pristine, unburnt forest, and bathed in the golden glow of the sunset. In the quiet embrace of the wilderness, we paused, reflecting on the journey so far, the challenges endured, the lessons learned, and the path that still lay ahead.
Good trip so far. Can't beat it out here, just incredible. What a wild, remote, mind-blowing area.